My name is Emily Carter, and my life took a turn I never expected. I'm 36 years old, married to Jack for 3 years, and working part-time as a nurse. We live in a quiet neighborhood, hoping to have children and build a happy family. But sometimes, life doesn't go as planned. Jack and I met at a friend's wedding. He was charming, kind, and had this spark in his eyes that drew me in. We got married within a year, and for the first 2 years, everything was perfect. But then, little things started to change. Jack stayed late at work more often, and he avoided talking about starting a family. I felt uneasy, but I convinced myself it was normal. Relationships go through phases, right? One evening, Jack came home and said, "My mom and sister need to move in with us for a while." His tone left no room for debate. "Why?" I asked, surprised by the sudden decision. "Mom's health is getting worse, and Sophie's lease is ending. It's just temporary," he replied like it was no big deal. I wasn't happy about it. Jack's sister, Sophie, was known for causing trouble. She always stirred up drama and made me feel uncomfortable during her visits. But Jack insisted, and I gave in. "Fine," I said, hoping it wouldn't be too bad. When Sophie and my mother-in-law moved in, my fears came true. Sophie's temporary stay turned into her taking over the house. She left her stuff everywhere and dominated the living room. My mother-in-law wasn't much better. She'd make comments like, "Emily, you should clean more often. A clean house is a happy house." Jack didn't seem to notice my frustration. "They're family," he'd say whenever I brought it up. "We have to help them." As the weeks turned into months, the tension grew unbearable. Sophie's careless behavior and my mother-in-law's nitpicking made me feel like a stranger in my own home. The breaking point came one night when Jack came home late, again. "Where were you?" I asked, trying to stay calm. "Work," he said shortly, avoiding my eyes. "At 11 p.m.? "Yes, Emily. Some of us have responsibilities," he snapped. I wanted to believe him, but something felt wrong. Over the next few weeks, I noticed strange things. Jack started coming home smelling like perfume. His phone was always on silent, and he'd get defensive if I asked about his day. My heart sank as doubts grew, but I had no proof. One night, while Jack was in the shower, his phone buzzed. I hesitated, then picked it up. A message popped up. "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing." My hands shook as I read it. When Jack came out of the bathroom, I confronted him. "Who is she?" His face went pale. "What are you talking about?" "Don't lie, Jack. I saw the message." He sighed and ran a hand through his hair. "It's not what you think. She's just a coworker." "A coworker you're spending nights with?" My voice cracked and tears filled my eyes. "It's complicated," he said softly. "But I swear, it's not serious." His words hit me like a slap. Not serious? How could he act like it didn't matter? I wanted to leave, but part of me hoped we could fix things. In the following days, I pretended everything was fine, but the tension was unbearable. Jack's behavior didn't change, and Sophie made it worse. She seemed to enjoy making things harder for me. "Jack deserves someone who supports him," she said one afternoon, "not someone who nags all the time." Her words hurt, but I stayed calm. "I support my husband," I replied firmly, "but that doesn't mean I'll ignore his mistakes." Sophie smirked. "Mistakes? Everyone makes mistakes. Maybe you should learn to forgive." Forgive. The word stuck with me. Could I forgive Jack? Could I forgive myself for staying? I didn't know. One night, unable to sleep, I decided I needed answers. The next morning, I called a private investigator. If Jack wouldn't tell me the truth, I'd find it myself. The investigator worked quickly. Within a week, he confirmed my fears. Jack was having an affair with a coworker named Rachel. They'd been meeting at a hotel every Wednesday and Friday. My heart broke as I looked at the photos, but at least I knew the truth. I confronted Jack again, this time with evidence. He couldn't deny it. "I'm sorry, Emily," he said, tears streaming down his face. "I made a mistake, but I love you. Please, let's fix this." "Fix this?" I repeated, my voice trembling. "You lied to me. How am I supposed to trust you?" He fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness, but I couldn't forgive him. The pain was too raw. I needed time to think. Meanwhile, Sophie kept causing problems. She acted like she owned the house and always took Jack's side. My mother-in-law wasn't much better. I felt like I had no place in my own home. One night, I told Jack, "It's me or them. I can't do this anymore." Jack hesitated. "They're my family, Emily. I can't abandon them." "And what about me?" I asked, tears streaming down my face. "Aren't I your family too?" His silence gave me my answer. I realized I couldn't stay. I deserved better. Better than this life, better than Jack. The next morning, I packed my bags and left. It wasn't easy, but it was the right choice. I moved in with my best friend Sarah, who welcomed me with open arms. "You're stronger than you think," she said, hugging me. In the months that followed, I focused on rebuilding my life. I found a full-time nursing job, started therapy, and slowly began to heal. One day, Jack called. "I've filed for divorce," he said. "I just want you to be happy." Tears filled my eyes, but this time, they weren't tears of sadness. "Thank you, Jack. I hope you find happiness too." Signing the divorce papers felt like a weight lifting off my shoulders. I was free to live my life on my terms. Months later, I met someone new, a kind man named Daniel. He was everything Jack wasn't: patient, understanding, and respectful. With him, I found a love that healed my heart. Daniel and I spent hours talking, sharing our hopes and fears. He was a mid-career nurse who understood the emotional toll of life's challenges. Our conversations were filled with kindness and patience, something I hadn't realized I had been missing. Slowly, my broken pieces started to come together again. One day, as we walked through the park, Daniel asked me, "Do you think you'll ever want to get married again?" I hesitated. "Maybe, but I'm not in a rush. Right now, I'm just enjoying what we have." He smiled. "Me too. No pressure. Just take things one step at a time." For the first time in years, I felt at peace. The weight of my past no longer haunted me, and I could finally see a brighter future ahead. Looking back, I realized that the pain and heartbreak had shaped me into a stronger, wiser person. Life didn't go the way I planned, but it led me to a place of healing and happiness. For that, I was deeply grateful.